obulimbo bugenda maaso kati nabo bajjeyo enjala zaabwe. First of all kati batandise okwatakinga Joel, batandise ndowooza mulabye emikutu egy'enjawulo gigenda gikuba Joel because yavuddeyo ne stand eri very stand ye ngumu nnyo toyinza kuddaawo noyisa amaaso mu meeting oba mu press gy'abadde nayo olunaku lwajjo tosobola. Ezo demands ze baakoze opposition tezikolangako during at the times of Mathias Mpuuga tewalaba this kind of engagements over this kind of demands is really straightforward simply because of course Mathias Mpuuga kyali wanita amongo kugatayina ngeri gyali ayinza munyigamu tewali ngeri gyali ayinza mu confronting na mugamba nti why ngo spending a sente nyingi nabakubira jo clip from Hard Talk ya Solomon Selwanja AIIJ channel je bakolera ko interviews za Hard Talk nga ba interviewing Mathias Mpuuga na defending budget ya Anita Amongi ya bilioni 13 na defending budget ya deputy speaker ya bilioni 11 na defending ebintu byonna simply because bano bakyalibe. And of course agendo defending ebyo yali yamala ddo okutema deal eri milioni 5 so kati webijja oba kati wobiraba nga omaze otegeera nti deal yagikola 222 then osobola okumanya ensonga lwaki yali tafaayo kale nnyonnyo and all that kind of thing. So for the person of Joel Ssenyonyi it's a different story. Mwena mwalabye pressure ya Joe nagibaletedde actually nagibaleteddeyo ne tugiddanamu yesterday mu show gye twabadde nayo demands yakoze Parliament eveyo akakiiko ka Parliamentary Commission katunulire mu nsonga zino bazirete ku floor ya Parliament wano zita floor ya Parliament ate banyonyole bana Uganda baveyo n'okunyonyola okumatiza banna Uganda. Era Joel ne bateekabo okwakuliza omu ne shadow cabinet ye nti batakikole within a week then the team is going to communicate next course of action. Now mbadde mpita ayita olwaliro ku different platforms ez'enjawulo nga Capital FM n'emikutu emirala ng'olaba batandise okubaako engeri gye bakkakanyamu Joel in one or the other kati nga gundi gye nkutereddewo on the side wano bakugamba nti Joel opposition MPs are questioning the sense of judgment of opposition leader in Parliament Joel Ssenyonyi after reports that he called a meeting to move a censure motion against former opposition leader Mathias Mpuuga and Speaker Anita Amongo. Joel Ssenyonyi is being accused of yielding to mounting pressure to appease social media activists who peddle unverified information. Now, of course, era ne batachingawo ekifaananyi kya Mathias Mpuuga ne Joel Ssenyonyi. Naye Joel Ssenyonyi meeting gye yayise olunaku lweggulo timwabaddemu bino. You get a point. Kati baagala ku reducing now they are trying to reduce the issue of misappropriation of our taxes, the misuse of public office. They are reducing it to a person of Joel Ssenyonyi. Joel Ssenyonyi's quest for accountability and transparency of the works of the Ugandan Parliament. There is no way it translates to a person of Joel Ssenyonyi as a leader of opposition. Nti simanya abikola kwa appeasing abasosho mbona abikola tusanyusa fe bitusanyuse bitya, you know. So naye olabye muka code mbo opposition MPs are questioning the sense of judgment of opposition leader in front of course nalabye ne tweets endalanga zimu threatening ngambo sigwe moyo gwa gwanga asose genda mpola simanyi biki kyenvansi mbagamba nti no tuyimirirenga n'abakulembeze bano abavuddeyo ne batekinga bold decisions, you know, kuba kati abasajja nga Joel yali mu Kosase mwalaba engeri gyakwasaganya emirimu gya Kosase. Currently mumulaba engeri gyakwasaganyaamu ensonga ze. Mumulaba Joel yali ku Lubowa Hospital n'asooka alabisa abasajja ne bayiwa military ne bayiwa SFC ne bayiwa police ne bayiwa UPDF simply because they wanted to prevent the team Joel Ssenyonyi yali nayo to access Lubowa Hospital, which actually was supposed to, its construction began in 2019, but up to date even the foundation is not yet finished of which the project has been over 700 billion plus ziri invested mu project eyo. So emirimu gye nze sofa muwa tics mpitirivu nnyo especially ku demands ziyataddewo olunaku lwajjo. Abatategedde demands ezo maybe nyizo zibayitiramu wano katono nnyo. Let me see if I can go to my Twitter account right now. Ninge yasharinzeeko gundi eyo kandabe wano. Mpozi n'ekirala kinjagala bakubiriza mu following up ensonga zino. Era olwaliro actually ngenda basikirayo ku nsonga ez'enjawulo. N'ekirala nabagambye nga ntandika sheno mugenda kuba mukuba ku masimu. Mugenda kuba mukuba ku masimu tubeere nga tuwa magezi ku nsonga ezimu. Saagala mbeere wano nga njogera nzeka. Alright. Kandabe wano. Yeah, demand zino actually gundi ya summarizing the bulungi. Daniel Kauma was our leader, national platform leader in the diaspora. Leader of opposition demands response from Speaker Ntamong to corruption allegations and abuse of office in Uganda Parliament. The leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi, addressed journalists at Parliament on Monday. Following the opposition shadow cabinet meeting. During his address, Honorable Ssenyonyi outlined the 3 critical demands that require immediate attention from the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Ntamong, within 7-day time frame. The demands presented by Joel Ssenyonyi are as follows. Recall of Parliament from its recess to allow members of Parliament to discuss and provide a report on the numerous allegations of corruption and abuse of office highlighted in the ongoing Uganda Parliament exhibition. Convene a meeting of the Parliamentary Commission to address the allocation of service awards and other payments, ensuring transparency and fairness in all financial matters within the institution. Address the hiring practices of parliamentary staff, the increase in per diem payments for the Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Investigate the transfer of parliamentary funds through office staff members on behalf of the Speaker, and scrutinize the allocation of large contracts to radio stations among other contractors in the Speaker's district for parliamentary work. Honorable Joel Ssenyonyi stressed the significance of a prompt and comprehensive response from the top leadership of Parliament to the corruption allegations and abuse of office. The shadow cabinet agreed that it is crucial for the institution of Parliament to uphold its commitment to being a people-centered Parliament by addressing these pressing issues transparently and decisively. Now, kuno kubavudde okugamba anti bino byonna ali mu bikola mbukusanyusa ffe mbukwapizinga ffe. Guys, let's not take this lightly. Mbegayiridde nnyo ensonga zino tuzigoberere bulungi nnyo. Ate n'ekirala, obanga tulina Twitter account, if you don't have a Twitter account, please go right now or after this show, go and open up a Twitter account for credible reporters on this platform. Don't just follow everyone kwa waliwo abatwekwekamu. Osobola ogenda for example nga ku so following abantu bona president ba following just okuwako hint. Maybe national platform abantu be following now following something like that, just nkwawe hint. N'ensonga eno kuba kugambi walinga ntandika nti esobola okuvaamu ekintu ekyomugaso wetubanga tugikute bulungi. I told you Kakwenza yakwataganye nezaake bagenda kuleeta ekiteeso ekijjani Tamungi ekijjamu Ntamungi obwesigwa Speaker of Parliament kuba ekyo bandibadde bakikola dda biseera bya mpuuga ogezaako kyonna kyogezaako kyekiri kinabagambye nti no tetumanyi Museveni agenda situmanyi lugenda kuba lunaku zigenda kuba ssaawa meka oba lugenda kuba lunaku ki naye bwe tugenda mu maaso nga tukola ekyo ekyetaagisa okukolebwa at the end of the day tujja kubeera nga twachivinga ekyo kye twagala. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now, waliwo ensonga endala eri very important. Abantu bangi mubadde mubuuza era sometimes mbawulira nga mubuuza era Secretary General waffe highlightinze bulungi abantu linako abeebuuza Olivia Lutaya yakola misango ki, bamuteekako musango ki, wamu ne bali bakyali ba comrades baffe abali mu makomera. Ensonga eno nayo katugiyitemu mangu engeri gyenzire tisigenda kulwawo nnyo today because nyina n'okubawa ku masimu mukubeko tubeeko ensonga zetukola ki zetugonjola here and there. Let me first get where is that. Alright, I think it's here. Njifunye ntya. Okay, you know what, mukimanyi bulungi nti baganda baffe bangi bali mu makomera nga tebalina musango, of which that exercise has never stopped. You know, the abductions are still ongoing, murders are still ongoing. Like recently you saw one of our comrades, that is the chairperson of NUP in Kabongo district, that is Lochoto, Ambrose, was murdered. You know, sad. The abductions that have been ongoing recently, our comrade Kemigisha Sharon yakamala okubeera nga ava incommunicado for over 10 days. So, but we have comrades that are in gazetted detention centers, iranga tubamanyi bulungi. Then there are those that are in ungazetted detention centers, and then there are those that are missing since their abductions. Of course, the ones that are well known, they are 18. Of course, some are undocumented simply because their abductions do not capture media attention due to, of course, ebifo ebimu mu ggwanga lyaffe eno Uganda temuli network. Togenda kusanga radio station, togenda kusanga TV station, togenda kusanga network ya MTN, ya Airtel, oba ya Orange. Nga if anything happens, kigenda komao there and then. So, for the ones that we know, abantu basinga mbadde mujja mubuuza niba bateekako misango kyejo egyo bamaziza mu komera emyaka egyo gyonna. Alright, here we go. So kujina kijiyo bulungi wanira ngambye I have to update my people about this. Naye kenyini agambye I've noted several people asking about the nature of charges against Olivia Lutaya and others. When Olivia Lutaya and others were first abducted from different places, the initial line of interrogation related to putting on red berets. Then the police said they were arrested for trying to protest against General Museveni's swearing in. They spent over 3 months under incommunicado detention. No one knew where they were being kept for all that time. Later, they would tell us how they were subjected to untold torture and humiliation in those illegal detention centers. Now, of course, some of you are already in the know of what I just read. Nti bakomrades bano mukyajjukira nti tebabakwata mulundi gumu. Bano abaana abali ekitalya, abali eruzira, abali ekigo, tebabakwata mulundi gumu. Babajjanga mu bifo byanjawulo, waliwo bajja Embaale nga Bakato, waliwo bajja mu bifo ebyenjawulo ne wano mu Central mu Buganda region. Ate singa nga tebabakutte mulundi gumu bonna oba lunaku lumu nedda, babakwatanga different days ne bamala ne babatereka nga tetumanyi gye bali. Okutereka in communicado kiba kitegeeza, it literally means nti ekifo kyolimu tewali muntu n'omu amanyi gy'oli okuggyako oyo eyakuwambye. Bafamire bo tebamanyi gy'oli, ba relatives bo bonna babakwano bo babaani, na buli muntu akulinako obuvunaanyizibwa tewali muntu n'omu amanyi gy'oli. That is like being kept in or being held in communicado. You know, oyo yekka akwabductinze yabeera amanyi w'oli. So baganda baffe bano baabuzibwawo for over 3 months nga tewali n'omu amanyi gye bali. Ndowooza mukyajjukira nga tubabanja. So naye nga omusango gwasooka bakwasisa initially gwali gwa kwambala kakofiira kano. You know, then police nevayo negamba bwe bakwata nti baali beekalakaasa mu 7 butalayira. Now I have to update you on this as well. That talk of tajja kulayira, actually it was initiated by Museveni's click waliwo abavubuka babeeranga ku online kuno abatera okukubira Museveni akasepiki batandika narrative eyo nga bakimanyi bulungi nti no waliwo abaana oba abasoolo kijampingako nefe of course twabalabulanga nti ebyo bya Museveni kuba okimanyi bulungi wakabidde ng'ate abantu bali everywhere then okulayira it's not an issue naye bo bakireetawo nga baagala kikozesa kukwatirako baana naye nga bano abaana si bye baalimu ebyo first of all basooka bakwata kakofiira then bagamba nti ate badde beekalakaasa kugaana Museveni simanyi kulayira then Gugambire spent over 3 months under incommunicado detention. No one knew where they were being kept for all that time. Later, they would tell us how, of course, Baba Tulugunya nyo. These 32 comrades were eventually aligned before the military court and charged with unlawful possession of 13 pieces ammunition. You can imagine, most of these people had never met and did not know each other. They were picked from different places, including Kampala, Jinja, Wakiso, and Mbale. Mubayina pieces ez'amasasi ebyokulwanyisa 13. Naye Mukama Katonda tuyina regime akatengo kaali kangi nnyo okuswala ne bakweyambula ne bakuteeka wali nga all they can do is to craft any lie ekisobola bakola ki ekisobola bayisaawo. You get. So abamu baba Jambale, abamu Wakiso, abamu Kampala, abamu Jinja. To draw parallels, you remember those charges against Nubian Lee, Eddie Mutwe, and others, where the regime claimed that 49 of them were found with the 3 bullets and 1 magazine. The military court at the time claimed that they committed the offenses on 3rd January. Mucha jukira bulungi those at this time. We are Nubian Lee babakwatanga ate babakwata wazita 3 mulumu ate ne bagamba nti offense omusango baguzanga 3 January ate ngolere bali mukomera. Byati making a sense. 2021 in Kavule, when they were actually arrested on the 30th. Yeah, they were arrested on the 30th December 2020 in Kampala, and then in the court they said they committed the offense on the 3rd of June. I mean in the 3rd of July. In brief, they committed the offense when they were already in prison. In brief, they were suspected to baba suspecting okubeera nti bagenda kuzza omusango nga 3 June ne babakwatanga, I mean nga 3 July, I mean January, then babakwatanga 3. Tebikola sense. Tuzamu kyajjukira bulungi ebiseera ebyo. Babakwatanga 3 December 2020 ne babagamba omusango baguzanga 3 January 2021. And yet for these bogus charges they spent over 7 months in detention. Of course bamala mukomera emyezi 7. Anyway, from the time they were aligned before the military court, the trial literally stalled because there was no evidence whatsoever. Our lawyers kept asking for disclosure to understand the nature of evidence against these individuals, but none was given. Of course bati balina evidence nga buli timu yaffe wegezaako okubeera nga bagamba baleete obujulizi n'emisango ki oba na evidence gye balina kuba comrades of bana 32 nga tewali n'omu anyega nga bonna batunula ngazi. 2 years later, the charge sheet was amended to add the offense of treachery. This time, the regime claimed that these comrades belonged to a group called Bali Bali, which engaged in war-like crimes. Again, most of these comrades never knew each other or belonged to the same group. At some point, when they brought a witness, our lawyers tasked the person to identify the people he arrested, and the witness couldn't. No wonder they decided to conduct the sham trial in the absence of the media and the family members in order to avoid these embarrassments going public. Of course, nga waise emyaka 2 charge sheets ezaba comrades baffe bano zakyusibwa ne bayongerako ebisangosango ebirala nti ba comrades baffe bano bayina ka group kabali simanyi bali mbu akengaginga mu ntalo. Bano no betwogerako sigamba nti no bakika kimu oba bava mu kifo kimu, baba picking from different districts, from different places, from different walks of lives, you know. So going on, of course the Constitutional Court has twice ruled against the trial of civilians in military courts, although in one case of course the Constitutional Court has twice ruled against the trial of civilians in military courts, although in one case a stay was issued by the Supreme Court. The second ruling was never stayed. They simply ignored it. Because they lack evidence, what the state has been doing is to try to persuade these comrades to plead guilty to these charges with the promises of money, houses, and other things. They are repeatedly visited their leaders at Chitalia with the same request. They've also told us how they've been asked to implicate our leader, Bobi Wine, as having sent them to engage in those activities. Our legal team has tasked the state to involve them in these discussions if they are interested in plea bargaining, so that it is done transparently. But whenever this subject comes up, the state dodges it, while continuing to harass these accused persons. Hopefully, this shines light on the trials and the tribulations these comrades have encountered under the military court. It is a classic case of persecution in the name of prosecution. Now, of course, I cannot go into the details of the charge sheets. Of course, the charge sheets Secretary General yazatachinze wano weziri nnyo zizo zonna. Yeah, ezaba comrades bano, particulars of offense, amended the charge sheet bateekako guli omusango mbadde simanyi biki and then yeah, osobola genda ku nagitaddeyo ku page yange ya JB Muwonge Facebook page, Secretary General kweri bulungi nnyo. No downloading a charge sheets zino, and you update yourself about the entire story. Someone is saying, Akida, so Maureen, Sabira, LGB, how comes I'm not to get notifications? Yes, some people don't get notifications when I go live, and I advised you guys that unsubscribe and then you subscribe again and then turn on the notification alerts. Kwegamba oba wali wa subscribing adda, then unsubscribe, then you subscribe again, and then you also turn on the notification alerts. Yeah, ojja kuzifuna bulungi nnyo. Okay, that is about our comrades abali mu gazetted detention centers. Naye kyolina okumanya nti ekibakumiddeyo baagaana okusala ddiiru ne Museveni. Of course, bazzi baba visitinga gundi eno story nagikolamu ne podcast gyeri ku JB Muwonge podcast series. That time baali babatuukiridde, of course bazzi babatuukiridde emirundi egiwera, bagambe nti balina omusango era bagambe nti no Bobi Wine yabatuma okola kino nekino negwe kyolina okumanya nti tekijja kubeera kwa amazeeyo emyaka miyitirivu nnyo, singa baali batulyamu lukwe, singa batulyamu dda, singa baali baagala kulya busente bwa Museveni, singa babulya dda. Machete mwamulaba jjo the last appearance yibabadde nayo recently nga ate ye ali mu komera, ate yagumya ffe abali ebweru. Waliwo comrade munaffe gwe yagamba bamuyita Swabula w'omukisa, mugamba Swabula tofaayo bamugumu bigenda kuggwa. Imagine omuntu ali mu komera ate nga agamba gwe ali wabweru. So these comrades are still solid, naye ate tulina okumaking sure nti we help them regain their temporary freedom. Of course, no one has freedom 100%. It's just temporary. Anything can happen to you anytime, anywhere. So tugezeeko kola kye tusobola nga tudimaninga their release. Yeah, so ebisango biwulidde making a sense, of course, making a sense nakamu. Alright, ndowooza kamale okukola bwenti ngengeri genda basuubiza nti ngenda kubawa ku masimu mukube. As I put it up there, njagala kutwalako ku Ugandan Parliament exhibition. Yeah, njagala kutwalako ku Uganda Parliamentary exhibition. Now kyolina okumanya waliwo abasajja abamu ng'emabegako luli ensonga baali bazoogeranga bwe ziri kati nga Chris Obore. Emabegako luli ensonga yali azirabanga bw'oziraba currently, naye kasita omala okujoyininga ttiimu ya Museveni, kasita omala okweyambulako ekitiibwa ekyo n'ogamba I can now work with this murderer, kati nga bw'olaba Mao bwe yakola, toyinza kusigazayo integrity, tosobola kusigazayo common sense, tosobola kusigaza, toyina kyoyinza kusigaza. Balinga bakujjamu obwongo ne babuteeka wali ne bayiwamu obuugi oba ne bayiwamu amazzi. Yeah, literally ndowooza bwe kityo bakikola, kuba ogenda otunulira omuntu eyali ategeera obulungi, ogenda otunulira omuntu gwe wandisuubidde nti ajja kubeera ng'oli kubanga naye muganda wange omuntu ng'akola ebintu naawe kenyininyini byatasobola kukola ki. Kati waliwo bu tweets obuvumbuddwayo myaka giri egya 2013 2014 Chris Obore ono yayiwa message nga naawe wandigiwadde kaseera kano, naye kati n'omugamba ddemu ayogera ebigambo bino. Yagamba it was on the 18th of December 2014. Yagamba, my message to Parliament: today, as you break off for Christmas, know that your role in Uganda has diminished over time. We will get trust in you when you start boxing and kicking each other in the house over problems affecting the majority of the citizens. As of now, you are accomplices. As of now, you are accomplices in the looting. Those of you who don't want what your colleagues are doing, throw away your decorum and just fight them. It's after the fight that the real debate and the negotiation can occur. Diplomacy and the parliamentary behavior has not saved the country from looters. Change tactics, tear your suits, and break tables. Kati, this guy was a hero during then. Kuba omuntu okola statement ngeyo. These are the statements that we need right now. Because kati batunyumiza diplomacy, batunyumiza seniority, but abali mukolereza Mpuga right now. Mpuga misused his office.